On day release, demon sub tries not to crease, and Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the Candyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time! It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time! Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Hope you all had a good week.
How is everyone on this Thursday?
Echo! I need to turn that off. It's going to do my head in. Yeah, I hope you all had a good week. Been busy with... What do I do? We mute David there. There we go. Hope you all had a good week and got plenty of hobbying, plenty of gaming. I can see I'm getting the shit kicked out of me for breaking my fucking promises and not starting any new games in 2025. Still, same shit, different day, hey guys?
Well, don't worry, boys and girls, because he can't even complete projects from 5 years ago.
Wounding.
Sorry, was that too soon? Was that too soon to have stuck the knife in?
Yeah, David, you know Facebook has that beautiful property where it sort of like says, here's a memory from 5 years ago. Well, or 10 years ago, whatever the fuck it is. So David I'm assuming he got one pop up in his feed. There was some photographs of the terrain that he 3D printed for me for Frostgrave 5 years ago. And he basically just sent me a fucking hate post which said, still not painted then. Fuck.
You say hate post, I say gentle bullying encouragement.
Gentle bully, fucking hell! I'd like to see you go full ham. Jesus.
You have seen me go full ham. Do you not remember when I assaulted you at club with my steel toe caps and pushed you over?
Yeah, true. So yeah, welcome to the chat to Not the Stinky Cheese and Upworlder and Matthew Wargamer. Good evening to you, sir. I'm assuming we have some lurkers, because probably
Well,
Ewok and
Spam.
if Taros will be along later, I imagine. Spam is there, is she? Her lurking.
Spam is delayed.
Oh, right,
'cause
okay.
She's currently dealing with the youngest at a doctor's appointment.
Oh, okay, fair play. So, for those of you who are new here, welcome to the show. Whether you're catching up later on YouTube or lurking in the chat. Clipped his head and gave it. Yeah, I'm just the fucking whipping boy, me. Fucking rude. He's just a thug. He's a mindless thug. What can you do with these people, for fuck's sake? So yeah, if you're new here, over the next couple of hours, we will do our usual shenanigans. So we will show you what we're going to be working on over the next couple of hours, and then we'll talk briefly about what we got up to on Gaming Club on Monday night, which reminds me. I need
That may be a brief discussion.
I need to. I will need to sort that out so that I get those photos up, but that's fine. I can do that.
Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You could sort that while you come down to what I'm working on, mate.
Yeah, I will do, buddy. Then we don't really have much news, so we're gonna do. David's gonna basically do some retail porn and Black Friday shit, which he sent me a load of links for. So we'll share that and tempt you all to spending
I love
more
the fact
money.
that you have just fucking basically thrown me under the spam bus when spam arrives, but actually, it's not my money I'm spending.
No, he's just the fucking king of temptation, just basically saying, "Oh, look, buy this, everybody else." Fucking.
I'm literally the devil on your shoulder, just
so.
tap. Hello there.
And for those of you who sort of like came for the clickbait title, we could say that our main topic of discussion is different types of tabletop gaming table. From the plastic, glass, wood, and stainless steel varieties, or we could say
wooden, really.
or we could say that was just childish pranking. And what we're intending to talk about in the main topic o'clock about 9 p.m. is different categories or types of wargamer. Just a hello, Taras. Good. The whole the point was that was entirely the point. The thumbnail and the title basically were meaningless trash, and I just the reason we've only got like 123 subscribers, sorry, is that I refuse to play the YouTube game.
Paul.
Sorry.
124. Check the stats before you make numbers up.
Is because I refuse to play the YouTube game and basically treat it all as a massive fucking prank. So, but yes, seriously, the main topic is like our versions or classifications of different types of wargamers. And I'm sure we're only scratching the surface, and what will be great is if basically everybody sort of like chimes in, what about this type of gamer? What about this type of gamer? And it could be a really cool conversation. We'll see. It could just be tedious bollocks, like all of our other live streams.
My favourite type of gaming table is oak kitchen tables.
Well, it's not your own. It's not your favourite type. It's your only fucking type, isn't it?
No, I can use fold up trestles at club, and the little ridge gets in the way.
Yeah.
Your fucking bar counter, whilst it's lovely, is too fucking small.
It's a bit tiny wee, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway,
IKEA swings and roundabouts.
Right. So let's go to your tabletop. Jesus, it's on the move. Right, go on. You tell everybody about that, and I will fuck about with this.
Tonight, boys and girls, we've just washed some dwarven bases, so they're dry because
Tonight,
these received a
Matthew,
wash last
we will be
week.
washing dwarven
Um,
bases.
I cracked open a new bottle of Null Oil that's the new formulation. I don't like it. I don't like how it goes on. I like how it dries because it's the same as the old formulation, but I don't like how it goes on and how it behaves on the actual miniatures.
Whoops.
You're not showing my camera, Paul.
No, I didn't realise that was switched on as a source, but now I do. So carry on, McDuck.
I'll go back to my
There we go.
go
MFI
back to my
tape
miniature.
with a slightly dodgy leg.
So as I say, new Null Oil, don't like it.
Definitely.
So we've just done the
toss.
bases on these. We've also done some washing on some Carnivale, so we've got to wait for that fucker to dry. Because then we've got skin to highlight up and suits. We've got these to do. But, boys and girls, I've had an efficient week 3D printing. So tonight we're mainly working on shit I'm already working on. I have this week, ta-da, and ta-da.
So one game of Saga, and yeah, you're not the first to notice Re the Null.
Yeah, I know. I fucking hate it. I really hate it, and I can no longer go and buy the last set.
I did say to you, and if you go back to our stream, there is a German guy who's tested the Game Wash Vallejo dips as miniature washes, and he says they're pretty cool. So I'm just saying, you have both. Use it, man.
We printed some haystacks.
They are cool.
Week. We have also, boys and girls,
because I want to know what I want to look like I know what I'm talking about. Which FDM printer do you have? Is it an Ender 3?
An Ender 3 clone.
Oh, okay, an Ender 3, but not made by some different Chinese people.
Ender 3 made by.
Because they're all made by Chinese people.
Yeah, Ender 3 made by Voxel Lab, which is a sub company of Flashforge that doesn't exist anymore, and it's not a standard Voxel Lab Aquila because I bolted shit to it, didn't I? So it's just literally the chassis that's the Ender 3.
So basically,
it's got Sprite direct extruder on it.
So off the one game of Saga, you're now basically fucking going medieval ham.
Apparently, yes. Well, I've got King and Country stuff, so let's fucking start printing it. But, boys and girls, I want to show you something that is fresh and hot off the resin 3D printer.
Ooh. What the hell? Oh, you said you'd been printing Carnivale. You didn't say you'd been printing terrain, you cheeky bitch.
Gondola posts.
Mate.
And the frieze relief.
Yeah.
The carved relief, the water fountain.
Oh.
I've just touched resin. And the lion's face.
Get a glove on, for fuck's sake. Look at it.
It's fine.
Just put some gloves on.
It's fine. It's only going to give me cancer once.
Oh my god. Delisted. Sorry, YouTube. Fucking hell.
So yes, boys and girls, I've done some Carnivale printing, and
they look really cool. By the way, can I just say?
Other than having to support the frieses myself, add some extra supports to the oars because I wasn't happy with the thinness of them.
Yeah.
And add a support to the islands that's on the gondola tie-off poles. Everything else is pre-supported as it's come from TT, and I'm happy to report she's good, boys and girls.
So there's no hello Ewoks. As I said to you, no way I'm watching that pair of tossers. Oh dear, you should be off watching Stranger Things, mate. Actually, do you know what? That explains why I got a photograph of my grandson wearing his Stranger Things fucking Demogorgon onesie, because I didn't realise that the first episode of the new season was screening today. But that explains it. Not that he's completely obsessed with Stranger Things. I should get
But
back into season 2, I think.
Has he played D&D yet?
No, he hasn't. But then again, I don't think that's how it works, is it? With the youth of today, they don't necessarily go fucking balls deep into obsessions like we do. It's sort of like, oh, I watch Stranger Things, therefore I must play. I wouldn't break it. I wouldn't break your neck, Toros. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did watch all of season 1. If I said I don't really get the hype, I'd be honest. But then I am a miserable middle-aged man. I don't think I'm necessarily the target audience. When I'm watching the kids playing D&D, I just think, yeah, I've done that. So, but yeah, okay. So
that's what I'm up to, boys and girls.
You've
I'm
got-
getting shit done.
So I'm assuming that because all of that stuff is still coated in resin and that's a massive amount of faff, you're primarily focusing on getting some more painting out.
Yeah, so I'm painting tonight. That cleanup job is for after stream or tomorrow night after work, depending on how I'm feeling.
Right. Well, as I was at work today, just before I was leaving work, actually, I had a message from my missus, and she said, I don't know what the fuck you just had delivered, but it's so heavy I literally can't lift it, so I've left it in the black box outside.
Is this the stuff that you wanted to show off last week, but it hadn't arrived?
No, it is not.
My god, how much shit are you getting delivered just before Christmas, Ginge?
Just bear with me a second. For some reason, my desktop camera has died. Oh, now it's back. Thank fuck. Ta-da! So, I was like, what the fuck have I had delivered? I'm like, Toros says, just finished watching series 3 of Delhi Crime. I rewatched the first 3 Alien movies this week. Can't imagine why that would be. Perhaps because I've just taken delivery of my... This is the original, not the Evolved... It could be because I've just taken delivery of my Evolved Edition Kickstarter for the Alien RPG. Maybe something to do with it. But yeah. 3 seasons of murder in a cheese and meat shop. Fucking Ellywalk, you're wrong. On so many levels are you wrong. Wait, shut up.
He's like a fart in an elevator.
Wasn't that Aerosmith, or am I thinking of a different song? Oh god, Delhi. Yeah, okay. Fucking hell, mate. That was... You shouldn't have explained it. Explaining it doesn't make it less shit. Right. So, I was like, what the fuck have I just had delivered that's so heavy that my wife literally can't pick it up? Then I remembered, what did I spend nearly 400 quid on in November? And what was on pre-order for release on the 26th of November?
Oh, shit. Have you just had all your Carnivale delivered?
Yeah. So, guys, this...
They delivered that a day early because it's due tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was the 26th. Is it the 28th?
Oh, I thought it's the 28th.
Okay, somebody quickly go to TT Combat site and check.
You're already on TT Combat site, you fucking old man.
Yes, but I'm busy opening this up.
Man shouts at internet. Yes,
So-
it's pre-order for the 28th, you autistic fucktard.
So, this is what I'm going to be doing tonight on stream. I have
Oh God.
probably so they're all of them. They're all shrink wrapped and bubble wrapped. So I have 6 or 7 um uh packs like this. So this is we're just starting with this. Oh, here we go. Look, we have pearly
Which is
pictures.
also why you said that my fucking what's it called's turned up today. Christmas present, isn't it?
Yes. Because
Not that I already know what I'm getting from Christmas from you because
yeah.
I fucking
Well,
ruined it for myself.
yeah, that was your fault. You were like, "Oh, that new starter set for Carnivale. It's got plastic miniatures, and they're both of the factions that I play." And I'm like, "No, don't buy it." And you're like, "But why?" Because it's both of them. Don't buy it. Shut up. So, um, so Ewok says 400 quid. That would get you almost 4 buildings for GOTT. What's GOTT? Game of
I don't know what GOTT is. Do some
GOTT.
explaining.
400 quid would get me about 4 buildings for fucking foreground.
To be fair though, is this all of your order or just the first half?
Well, I have literally got 6 more of these. So because I ordered the bundle set, which was 230. Then I ordered every single other building. Oh, Guards of Traitors Toll and the overpriced British Larissa stuff. Shit, is that expensive? I thought that's, to be fair, I suppose it's because it's pre-coloured. The Sarissa unpainted stuff is good value. I'd be honest, I didn't really like the look of the Guards of Traitor Toll stuff. For me, again, it had that issue where the colour palette's just a bit off. So,
But I think the Guards of Traitor Toll's the other way. Do you know what I mean?
it's
It's all
too
just a bit
subdued.
grey and beige.
Yep. I mean, these are just the photos, obviously, but looking at the colour repro on this building, I am really looking forward to this. So, as I say, I will be giving you little update pics as we go through, little snaps as we go through the night. But I have my PBA and I have my buildings, so I'm going to crack on and just start getting some of this stuff assembled. Hopefully, it'll go together relatively painlessly. I have opened a tab on my browser for all of the instructions.
Are the instructions up and available?
Yes, they are. All the
What
chroma.
you mean a company has released something, and the day that they've released it, the instructions are there and ready for you to build your product?
Yes,
Mantic,
David.
Are you listening, Mantic?
Ewok says, I 3D printed my Guards of Traitors Stole stuff. By the time I finish, I will need a table the size of a small. You've overcooked it. I'll be honest, mate. I am not advocating anybody do what I have done here. I have bought so much of this kind of Carnivale terrain, and even the largest table size for like 150 Ducat games is 4x4. And the thing with Carnivale, for the game to work, you need probably a third to a half of your table to be water, so you don't even need that much terrain on a 4x4 game. I have spent a ridiculous amount and unnecessary amount of money on this, but I am unapologetic because I sort of committed myself to it when they started with the Chroma range. I was like, if they do Carnivale, that's it. I'm fucking in. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on.
only other thing, I know what you're saying about you want a third water,
Yeah.
but I would like to see us play a game where your fucking Strigoi stay at home so that we can explore more of the running around on rooftops. Because currently we don't go anywhere near the rooftops because we will get gimped by Vlad and his crew.
Well, not specifically not Vlad and his crew, but basically my airborne cannibals models, all of which fly. I get it. But to be honest, obviously I'm gonna. I've made a start on painting my Vatican. I have 3 models done, so I literally only need to paint another 3 to 5 models, and I've got a Vatican list. So
Did you ever buy the other box for your
yes,
Vatican?
yes,
That's good. I was just double checking.
yes. So I have the one with the guy, the guy's carrying the crosses, the guy carrying the cross.
You have the starter set and then the Knights of Malta, I
That's it.
believe.
The starter set does have a name, but I can't remember what it is. But if you're
I'm
looking on the
99%
TT Combat
sure it's just the
website, it's
core
the guy with
starter set.
the cross, the guy carrying the cross, and the guy with the little page boy with the sensor thing.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realise they'd fucking released that for your fucking faction.
What's that?
I'll pull it up in a minute. No, it's not the Vatican Starter Gang you've got. It is the. Excuse me. Where's the gang that you've got? Because it's not there anymore.
Oh, I'm glad I bought it then. Let me see if I can find it.
Dogmatists. There we go. The
Yes,
Vatican
that's it.
Dogmatists. Found it.
Dogmatists. Yeah, that's the one.
That comes with a exorcist and everything else.
Yeah.
No, they have a holy summons model gang.
Okay.
So they've got in this Father Sester, who is a summoning priest.
Yep.
Then Gillian the priest. This mage can pass over water as if walking on land. He's basically
Oh,
Jesus, boys and girls.
that sounds spicy.
These invokers do not come alone. Rising from the canals is the mighty thalassic messenger. This grotesque sludge is durable beyond belief, shrugging off the strongest of blows, and then it can drown you with ease and without warning. And the celestial congregation, which is a base of ethereal, fiery spirits. There's some really nice models in that. If you go, hang on a minute, sir. Because if I go,
Which one's
here,
that called, mate?
Hang on.
Tell you what, I like these as
Go
well.
to my desk cam, sir.
Video Ninja David, hide that. Yes.
Holy summons. There you go.
Your desk cam.
You've got my desk cam.
Yeah.
Should currently be sharing. Oh, not much desk cam. My webcam. Sorry. Oh, that's not going to work, is it?
No, because
Ignore
I
me.
haven't got a link set up for that. You fool. You fool of a tuck. But I can easily. I've got a browser here. Which one was it? Holy Crusaders? No.
Holy summons. Holy summons.
Holy Summons. Oh, I got it. Got it. So if I do that, and then I do do I not have a link to the fucking web browser? Yes, I do. Stop being a dick. There we go.
You said it, not me.
There we go. Yeah, I tell you what, I like those Lacrimosa nuns as well. Those are some quite cool models, actually. What the fuck is... I'm not sure about that heap of mud or whatever the fuck it is. That's a bit...
It's a sludge monster
Well,
from the
obviously,
canals.
with bits of fucking gondola in it. This looks cool as fuck as well. Really simple. This is the kind of miniature that I love. Really simple, but really striking. You know what I mean? Because they're a joy to paint as well.
Actually, have you seen the new Big Boy? Have you seen the new Big
Hi,
Boy for your
Pandy.
faction?
It's my mother-in-law.
But
Oh,
have you
okay,
seen the
mate.
new Big Boy for your faction that's releasing tomorrow?
The Gethsemane, is it?
Yes.
Let me have a quick. Let me go back to it. 'Cause I don't. The one thing I do know is I'm not keen on the paint job. It's a little bit fucking pink.
Ostentatious.
Yeah, Gethsemane or whatever you pronounce that. Do you know? I mean, I'm not a massive fan, if I'm honest. It's basically just an animated pile of junk in the shape of a lion, and I'm not taken, and I don't really like the paint job. It would be quite easy to paint, I think. I'm not sure I'd do it in quite that way, but yeah, eh. I prefer the big bat for the Strigoi.
Yeah,
That
the
is a better
Strix.
miniature. But yeah, I do like. This is another group I like. The God Knights of Silence. Because again, the
Yes,
guy on the
they're
horse
nice.
is really striking, and then you've got the lightly armed troopers and the heavily armored, the slightly heavier armored guys. I like the mix the models have got in there. There's some real unique.
I don't know where I would go next for what I want for like my doctors, because my doctors really are my main faction.
Yeah,
I don't know whether it's underwater researchers or Lagrazia Industrial Works.
let me just go. Carnivale Doctors. So you're
Lagrazia Industrial Works or the
yeah,
underwater
I can
research.
totally see why that would appeal to you because that's got a massive fucking steampunk vibe. Let's show the people at home that. Yeah, I'll be honest. So the only miniature
And
I'm not really taken with is the girl at the back who's basically just wearing
got like a
t-shirt
harpoon
and
and a
shorts.
yeah.
She looks like Lara Croft gone weird and Carnivale. These others are pretty cool though, and I like the two guys strapped together back to back. That's pretty. The lunatics or whatever it. And what was the other one you wanted? Underwater researchers.
Yeah.
If it were me, I'd go for these guys. But then again, the models appeal to me more, and
The
I like the
there
fact.
is a guy in there that makes me just think of Hellboy though.
Yeah, yes, the guy with the goggles and the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, he's in the lore in the background. I believe he is a Rashar that has turned a new leaf and joined the Doctors.
you see, that's what I mean. That's cool, and that is the world's most fucked up shark maid or whatever it is. I mean, that is a brilliant rendition of a mermaid with like a
Yeah.
hideous head on a sort of muscled torso stitched to the fucking body of a shark. That's that. If it were me, I would go with this. And the other reason I would go with this is because I bet you they've got some cool water-based movement rules. So I bet they've all got swimming. Do you know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
uh, but I mean, just because speaking as a Richard player, I don't appreciate other people having units I can't drown. That's fair. It's a little bit cheap.
Never a truer word spoken as a Richard player.
To be fair, one of the boxes I wanted to get for my Strigoi was the Drowned. I think they're called the Drowned, and they're basically just like, underwater zombies. But the models, to be fair, are the only thing that stopped me getting them. I thought, I bet you they're cool as fuck from a gameplay perspective, but the models are not very inspiring, to be fair. If I can show everybody, at least I don't remember them being. I haven't looked at them in a while. Strigoi, where was it? The Drowned. The Drowning and the Drowned. This is them. Are we sharing?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So I've just realised something.
Yeah.
I think
I've got a reject from Planet of the Apes apparently in this warband as well. I don't quite know how he made it here.
Oh my fucking God.
What?
I'm a little bit fucking excited right now.
He's punched a hole in his desk. That's it.
No, sir, this is newsworthy.
Okay.
I didn't realise this was the thing. Where the fuck are you? Because we are basically doing the news now, boys and girls.
Yeah.
So
This is. Well, no, we've got other shit. But this is David's shopping news.
Look at what I've just sent you because I'm subscribed to that fucker.
Where have you sent it?
I may now be a Richard player.
Where have you sent it?
Discord.
Dick Sword. Close that then. Message from Cookie. Copy link. Thank you very much. Go away.
And you need to go to 1 minute 18, sir.
Paste. Let's just.
I did see that, Pandy, actually, and that is worth probably mentioning.
What's that?
We'll come to it when
1 minute 18. Oh.
1 minute 18 exactly.
To be fair. The Scions of Dagon. Are you there?
New Richard miniatures.
Okay. Let's mute it and play it.
Just a slow pan.
Oh, is that all we get?
Yeah. They have been teasing them all week on the TT Combat Community website.
Do you know what's weird? It's like they've really leaned heavily into the old teal paint motif for the Richard historically. Ewok says, Pandy says, I had some news this week on my social media. And Ewok says, what, I unfriended you? Question mark. Is that the video I just saw about you saying that you're not going to be doing any shows?
Yes,
Pandy?
It will be.
Or was that something else? Because I did see that one. Because you've not been in the best of health or something. Which, hopefully it's... I mean, I know you said that it was something that was a bit chronic, not acute. So not getting... Okay, mate. Yeah, it's a shame. Obviously... We'd sort of like got your take on that when we saw you at Partisan, but at least you are releasing new stuff though, you said, didn't you? It's just no shows. Are you going to be going to the shows as a consumer, or is it no shows Period. So basically, what we had up here was there's for Black Friday there's some
Paul,
exclusives.
no,
What?
doing the news. What have you not done, you bellend?
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Happy?
Yes, I'm happier now. Thank you.
Fucking hell. So yes, exclusives for Black Friday. I'm assuming that's what they are.
Yes, they are exclusive for Black Friday. Usually they're event exclusives, but we get some bits and pieces from TT Combat as exclusives for Black Friday. The things I'm most excited to see in this are some of the new ships for Drop Fleet. Not
Do you know
because I
what?
play Drop Fleet Commander, but because I want them for Billion Suns.
Oh, do you know what? I hadn't thought of that because I was looking at the Drop Fleet stuff, and I do like it, but I didn't enjoy the game. I'd never thought of that. Get them just for Billion Suns. Let's have a look at
Because the other
Scourge
thing is,
Basilisk.
I think we should probably give Drop Fleet another go at some point because it has
Yeah,
been updated.
maybe we should. Wow, bloody hell, 50 quid. I bet that's a big old boy then.
Yes, some of the big ships are expensive because obviously they're whacking great chunks of resin.
Resin, yeah. I mean, and yeah.
But I was thinking
A
more like
lot
the
of them are more
little...
reasonable at like 20 quid. It's just I happened
Yeah.
to see that one that was fucking massive. This is new as well, isn't it? This Kings of the Adriatic, which
Yes,
is like
Kings of the Adriatic is new.
so this is like a sort of is it an alt sculpt for
Yeah, they're male alt sculpts for
oh
Carnivale, for warband leaders and bits and pieces, similar to the Queens of the Adriatic set that they did that we picked up at Games Expo, mate.
cool. I like the Strieg here for the Strigoi. That alternative
Yeah.
for the female. I like the bigger wings. Her wings are a little bit underwhelming. What have we got here?
Oh, shit. Upworld is attacking us in chat.
Why?
We haven't spoken about Club yet.
Oh, shit. Okay. Right. Do you know what? This is what happens when you get talking about... This has all come off the fact that I'm doing Carnivale for hobby. Well, which I haven't actually done any of yet, but let's gloss
You've
over
been
that.
too busy fucking window shopping.
Yeah, too busy fucking...
Not that you've got any more money left to buy anything because you spent it all on fucking Chroma.
Yeah, I have spaffed a lot of money on this, but that's fine. I'm not going to be spending any more anytime soon. So if we go to here and go to here, that's what we want to share with the PPs at home. So, Paul, I was going for Ending World Hunder, but I guess playing the salty news is a class. Pendraken aren't going to shows next year either. Why is that?
Is it just a
Oh.
climate thing?
To be fair, I don't
people
ever.
tightening the belts?
I mean, I suppose the only place I see Pendraken is at Partisan, but they do tend to have a big old stall at Partisan. I wonder why that is. Hi, Rich. So we finally got round to playing another of our Frostgrave campaign games.
The
On
penultimate game, I think you will find.
it
sir.
is indeed. You are correct. So, basically imagine that the white mat is a blue sea mat, but we've got islands on a frozen lake, or not frozen lake, a wet lake,
A slushy lake. There we
and
go.
with giant walruses called Prontolis for some random reason. Don't quite know why Joseph decided to call them Prontolis. I don't think there is a copyright on the word walrus, unless what's
Yes,
his...
but the counterpoint being there's not a copyright on the word walrus, but there's probably a copyright on the word Prontolis, and the fact that North Star can then trademark it for the miniatures that they will provide for
Okay.
Joseph's behalf.
True. Joseph doing a Games Workshop there. But yes. Pendraken will be too busy finishing my ironclad miniatures steampunk archer. Toros makes an observation on the state of business in the UK currently. Pendraken need a new van and can't afford it at present. Yeah, welcome to the UK, guys. Fucking close the door on your way out. So this scenario was a lot tamer than some of the ones that we've played, don't you think, mate?
It depends how you define tamer, because I think Upworlder may disagree.
I mean, it felt to me. I mean, we did basically play. Oh my god, is that who I think it is? That is such a fucking brilliant YouTube name. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Still No Ring is Dave's other half. Just in case anyone's wondering, that's genius. Yeah, I don't know. So we did play essentially pretty much fully co-op on this one. We left each other alone. Everybody said, "Okay, well, go and get your 2 chests off your chosen island, and we won't." Yes, mate. Yeah, we won't sort of like we had this agreement. Nobody pick up any chests until we're all ready, just in case we start spawning monsters all over the shop.
Yeah. Which we fucking did,
well,
so I'm glad
yes,
we did.
Yeah. We did spawn monsters with a fucking abandon. I think there was literally only one chest didn't spawn a monster, wasn't it? It was a fucking...
The last chest that I picked up did spawn a monster. It was the one before that didn't.
But having said that, I wasn't really involved in the monster killing part because I didn't really build my warband with that in mind, and I haven't got any great offensive spells. But the rest of you were doing a good job of killing the Prontolis. Sorry, I nearly said walrus. Killing the Prontolis models. So when a few, I got a wolf and a bear and a ghoul on my island, but they dropped pretty fucking quickly. I felt that as a group that we had a pretty tight control on the old mission.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I certainly felt that some of the earlier ones in this Wild Woods campaign. Sorry, if you're new here and don't know, this is the last but one scenario from the Wild Woods campaign book, which I probably should have explained. I just get into the habit because everybody here is a regular. But if you're watching along later on YouTube, you might not be. So, yes. So I felt it didn't have as much teeth and tension as some of the other scenarios we've played. And
I don't know, that fucking ice toad that spawned right at the end and made every fucker run away.
yeah, that was annoying because again, it could swim. So, because the only thing I will say that we did sort of, because this is and here's the thing, I don't know if we've got other people who've played the Wildwoods expansion or whatever in the chat, but the Wandering Monster rules sort of don't really work with these water-based mats, because the rules for the Wandering Monsters say whenever somebody picks up a chest in Frostgrave for the first time, you roll a d20, and if you get a 10 plus, then you spawn a random monster from the Wandering Monster tables. Fair enough. But then it enters in the center of a particular table edge. But if it's not a swimming monster and you've got a water mat, then that's a bit shit, because you place your giant boar on the table and it drowns. It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense. So we house ruled it that when monsters spawned, they crept out of the ruins on the islands, which sort of thematically made more sense. I couldn't find anything in the scenario that sort of like covered for this sort of scenario. So it was very much a house rule. See last week's stream on having to house rule everything. And it becoming something that we're doing all of the fucking time now. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's us. Yeah, I think that's probably it as well, Rich. Rich says it could be that we've got used to our warbands and we now know what tools we've got at our sort of like available and how to use them. I think that's probably a factor as well, mate. But it was a fun scenario. It wasn't... The thing with, for me, what I've realised is that I like Frostgrave more when it's a bit edge of your seat, flying by your pants. Do you know what I mean? And everything's on the edge of just falling apart.
When there's a real struggle to the game.
Yeah. The other thing about this scenario is obviously we had the boats, because you needed boats to move between the islands unless you could fly, float, or were immune to being frozen to death. The other thing that was going on at club was a game of Achtung Gotcha, as David calls it.
Yep.
Table looks really good. And that was Ricky and Alex, wasn't it, mate? They really enjoyed it.
Yes, it was.
So it's obviously just you, isn't it? It's obviously a you problem.
Apparently, it's just me.
So yeah, we now only have a single mission left, which is the next. Our final table for this campaign is going to be quite a project, because it's basically a massive island surrounded by water with a big ruined tower in the middle of it. And then there's a first floor to the tower, so you have to play. It's one of them scenarios where you're playing between two maps. You're either on the upper story or on the ground floor, and like it's all separated. So that one's going to be a bit of a 3D printing hog. So I'll be honest, I'm glad that we're going to be doing that in the new year, because I'm going to have to print a shit ton of stuff for it, I imagine. So the fact that we might not get it done before Christmas is good, because that gives me my time off at Christmas to print what I fucking need, which is probably going to be a fair bit of terrain. But yeah, so that's what we did at club on Le Moon Day.
The only thing you glossed over is learning not to put treasures down.
Yeah, but no, I didn't gloss over it because we already covered the fact that you're a complete bully right at the beginning of stream. So we'd already discussed the fact that you're a complete knob.
To be fair, it could have been worse. I did just yeet it away.
No, it was utterly gratuitous.
And I didn't throw it in the water. So swings and roundabouts.
No, but that just made it worse, because it was like, that treasure chest is loose, so I'm going to put it on this island. You fucking tool. So I'm like, we're all just getting ready to leave. It's like, okay, guys, we've got the goods. Let's bug out. Let's do our fucking Jolly Roger pirate Leggett with all the treasure. And then it's like, oh, no, that one can go on an island. Knob.
How many times did I use
just in case anybody's wondering, Upworlder was on the receiving end of that. It's like, oh yeah, my guy puts down this treasure token because I want to be able to move quicker to get off the boat. And it's like, oh, you put it down, eh? So that'll not be happening again. Fucking Trevor's models will be like, I pick up the treasure, I eat the treasure.
Fully consume it inside of me.
I absorb the treasure token like an amoeba and then shit it out later. Not be doing that again. Oh dear. So yeah, and again though, I think that also goes to show there wasn't enough tension. You see, this is what I mean. Frostgrave for me works better when we're all like, shit, 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 we're all gonna die, shit, shit, shit.
Yeah.
When we're all really sort of like, oh, we got this, guys, we got this, then it's like, in a way, it's a bit like bored children, and it's like, oh, well, we better start fucking each other over and being arseholes then. When the scenario is kicking 7 bells of crap out of you, it just gives you. It just feels better. We've discussed this a number of times. We've discussed this a number of times on stream. Having played Frostgrave in co-op mode, I do like it more. I mean, I did cover it on stream. The last time we played Frostgrave, I was an idiot and left the campaign book at home, so we had to play a generic scenario out of the core rulebook. And I played against Trevor again, and we just played classic PvP kick the shit Frostgrave, and like I sort of like basically killed Trevor's entire warband. Well, took it out of action. I don't think he lost anyone, and it just didn't feel as good. It didn't feel as good as like, guys, these monsters are ripping the shit out of us. We need to kill this, and we need to kill it now. Who's going to kill it? You know, get the mammoth. That just felt more fun. A bit like the Red King's quest. The Red King's quest was brutal.
Yes, it was.
So, I tell you what, though, and here's another little comment that I will make that we learned from our game of Frostgrave. Again, we've discussed on stream which is the best way to do the wandering monsters in Frostgrave, and I had this idea in my head that what would be cool is to have a deck of cards instead of the random tables in the book, where you create like a card that's got a picture of the miniature that you own, and it's got the stats for, say, a bear or a boar or whatever the model is, a zombie or a ghoul, and you shuffle the deck, and instead of rolling on the table, you draw the card, because, and I know it'll fuck with the probabilities, but the beauty of it is you don't end up rolling rats 3 times when you're like, I've run out of rats.
Well,
Okay, well,
you could
use
even do
imps
it
then.
so you've got. Well, again, you could even do it so you've got your levels to your monsters. Do you know what I mean? For what you own, level
Yes.
1s, level 2s, level 3s, and it's roll a dice, pick a deck.
That's
you might
true.
End up with 3
You
decks
could
together.
hybridize it. No, you could do that. But the other reason that I thought that rule, that again, we're house ruling games, guys. We're house ruling games. Another reason I thought that might work really well, having played this scenario, is obviously you could go through your monster cards and only draw cards with the amphibian rule or the fly rule so that they don't drown and they can move across the table. Which, if you're rolling from the random tables, okay, I roll a fucking mammoth. Well, that's great, except we're on big boats in a river that's 80% of the table. So, how does that work? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would highly recommend people consider a little monster or creature deck for their Frostgrave Wandering Monsters. I think it's the way to go, if I'm honest. Which takes us to Magic O'Clock, mate.
Well, it doesn't, because are we talking about them other 2 things that I sent you?
Go on then. Let me do this. So
my mini factory, for those that love 1s and 0s, has a sale. The rate will depend upon your particular model supplier, but I may have tempted Paul.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I do. Let me get the web browser back on. I do like the look of this. So again, one game of Saga and he becomes fucking obsessed. Just saying. But this does look very nice.
Have I bought anything for Saga?
I don't know. Have you? You may have done on the QT. Just kept it quiet. Bought something for a new game that you're not allowed to buy this year.
I have bought nothing for the new game. Spam will attest to that fact. And can
will
give
she?
me accountability checks up until the end of the year.
Oh dear, you were already scratching the days off on the wall like some sort of lag in solitary.
Like fucking prison inmate. One.
So yeah, this is the bundle for Ian Lovecraft, is it? His Viking stuff. I tell you, the things that I like most about this set are the boats. Look at these fucking boats. The buildings are pretty damn cool too. Although
boats are amazing.
A little bit overdone, I think, sometimes. This is the original Kickstarter, which has more pretty pictures. Tell you what, this does as well. This has got... Now, did I look? Do we actually get the miniatures in this?
Yes, you do.
You get... Oh yeah, shield maidens, warriors. Yeah,
yes,
you get everything in this bundle.
You get everything.
But look at the fucking state of this stuff, man. Obviously, the miniatures are going to be no good to me because I can't print them. But just for the buildings and the terrain, I mean,
but you know that there's a friendly neighborhood 3D printer in your area that will...
like you said, you could always print them for me. But I mean, just for the fucking buildings. And if some of these little videos, just in case you're wondering, guys, all of these buildings come apart, the roofs come off, the interiors are detailed and decorated, the doors open. They're fucking insane.
I will
Look,
say,
here we
boys
go.
and girls,
Here's one I was watching earlier.
Have been looking at Pillage by Victrix,
Look
but
at
I
it.
haven't bought
It's
it
crazy.
yet.
Quite a lot of painting involved, to be fair. I don't think these are an
Yes.
easy job.
But
They're
then saying that, it's beiges and browns. It's beiges and browns, sir.
yeah, I guess you could airbrush it. I don't know though, but look at the detailing. I mean, the wooden poles. You can airbrush the thatch, but you're gonna have to go back and retouch all of this, and all of these shingling and these engravings on these door frames. That's all got to be brush painted, mate. Do you know what I mean? This detailing work, this banding.
How much is it? It's $68 plus VAT and sale taxes, but you do get 40% off at the moment.
Yes, so
So
$68.
it will be
That's what's everything that's
40
in it.
$40.80, and then add your goods and sales tax on top.
But it's Black Friday 40% off at the moment,
It's $48.96 US.
which is what, about 37 currently exchange rate? Bit
Let's
less.
have a look. Let's say it's 50. 37 quid.
Fucker, that wasn't bad off the top of my head, was it? Anyone would think I was good at maths. So yeah, again,
At least
that's
you didn't get accused of doing witchcraft while you were doing a stock check at work this week. Because that's what I got accused of by using Excel to average way stuff.
Oh yeah, you explained about that. Witchcraft, hardly, fuck's sake. And then there was this one, wasn't there? More ones and zeros from the man who fucking never know when to stop.
Yes, so this is a Kickstarter that ends in a week, boys and girls.
I mean, they do look
I
very
lo-
characterful, but again, the painting on these is obscene, man. These buildings are
Well, we only
not
have to.
easy to
We only
paint.
have to have. We only have to look at your taking 5 years to complete a Frostgrave village.
But I've made my point. I think I've proved my point. Do you know what I mean? What more needs to
Without
be
even
said?
trying.
You know, I think I can call myself vindicated. I
The case
mean,
rests, my lord.
you don't have you've never done a 3D print painting project, have you, for terrain?
Yes, I have.
Have you? What did you do?
Gaslands table.
Okay, and is it all painted?
90% of the way there.
Okay, but it was only containers and gates, wasn't it?
Look, does it matter? It's still a project that's more complete than yours. And I've also done the same tower. I've also done the same tower that you've done, and I've done it better because I included icicles.
Oh, what, the frost? Yeah, I will give you that. You have got further with that tower. You might have even finished that one piece, but
That one piece is finished, and it is the only piece that I ever printed and did.
whereas I attempted the whole table all in one go. So,
But I didn't have any help, Paul, did I? You did.
oh shit, fucking hell.
Anyway,
He's in a bit. I'm done. I'm done. Such a dick.
let's put
To be fair
everybody in
though,
little.
I do need to get the stuff done. What the point that you made on Facebook was not wrong. I need to, and before we move on to the main topic, I am gonna say I am massively backing off from my let's go 2006, let's go ham on new projects and new games. 37 quid, Rich, for all of the STLs to print all of that shit, which ain't bad, to be honest.
Have you come round to my way of thinking?
Do you know what, mate? I just think that we've both got such extensive game collections, terrain collections, and miniature collections, and we're both sitting on such a massive amount of pile of unfinished projects that if we can't find enjoyment and satisfaction in the stuff that we've already got, we need to take a look at whether it needs to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Because I was thinking, like, I've got Hey Ho, or whatever it is, the 10mm Japanese pike and shot project, epic pike and shot, and I will probably
I've got to
do
drop
a 28mm Japanese project. I don't
Well, I've
probably,
got-
I'd probably Bushido, because I've loved the game for years and been tempted for years. And much as I'm not doing Bushido and Test of Honor, not in a year. It just doesn't make any sense. It's too much.
I
Do you know-
mean, the other thing is I've got my drop zone table. Because
Yeah.
again, you said about small scale stuff, and we've got Epic Warpath to get to the table
Yeah.
next year.
I've got massive collections of unloved and unused 40k miniatures. You know, I should build some of my fucking Eldar grav tanks and war walkers and get the fuckers painted. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know
So,
what you mean.
yeah, I am thinking 2026 could be another year of restraint for me. Just because, you know, we've played how many new games in the second half of this year? 6. And these are literally new systems we've not got to the table before. Is it?
Yeah.
Are we with 6 systems? And
Warcry, Flames of War,
Saga,
Saga,
Moonstone,
Wild West Exodus,
Moonstone. And
uh,
we've still got 7TV.
yeah, we've got Warcry to go, Moonstone, Wild West Exodus,
Yeah,
Saga,
6.
Flames of War is 5. What's the 6th? You've got me intrigued now. Right, I'll be right back, boys and girls. Bear with me. Let's go to main topic while I do some research.
Okay. So yeah, Dave and I were talking about, as we do, what should we talk about on stream? And I can't really remember how we got round to it, but we started talking about different types of war gamers. You see, yeah, that's the thing, Rich. Catch up and complete. The FGU RPG Bushido. Is that one's an old school one, isn't it? Toros. That's from the 80s. It was one of the original. It might even be from the 70s, actually. I've just said that out loud and thought, Jesus, Paul, you're old. I know of what you speak, sir, but I'm not super familiar with it. So yeah, we were thinking about types of gamers, and we sort of like got to 4, didn't we? 4 unique archetypes.
Basically, me and Paul are massive autists, and everything needs to fit within a confined box.
Yeah, you need to be categorized. It's for your own good.
How many boxes do we need to box in all of the wargamer types?
To compartmentalize the entire hobby community. And we came up with 4. So I love what you did there, Toros. That's double-edged and genius. Toros says, yes, it is very old, but great. That's the RPG, not Paul. I am old, but not great. I like what you did there. Very good. Very good.
Don't let them insult you, Paul. Don't let them insult you.
Fucking hell. Thanks, guys. So, yeah. So, let's start the ball rolling with our first category of tabletop wargamer, which is the narrative gamer. So, while we're talking about these, by the way, guys, feel free to jump in the chat and say, oh, that describes me. Or if you're watching on later on YouTube, get in the comments, say, oh, yes, that's me, or that's not me. But the comments that are really going to interest me are the ones that we deem the categories of people that we don't mention, the boxes that we missed. So what do we mean by a narrative gamer? It's pretty much like it says on the tin. This is the kind of person for whom the first and prime consideration of playing a tabletop war game is the story that it tells. Hence the use of the term narrative.
Whether the story is built into the scenario generation or a set of campaign rules or that kind of thing doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They are playing for the story, the development, those water cooler moments and stories to tell when Joe turns around and says, oh, I'm really interested in Game X. Oh, well, let me tell you a cool story about something that happened in Game X years ago, and let's see if that tickles your pickle, because this is why I enjoy it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, you can have... It could be Toros. The thing is, I don't think narrative. You can definitely have narrative historical wargamers, and my gut feeling is actually that historical gamers, people whose like first love is historical wargaming, I'm gonna guess, because I came to historicals, or I am still coming to historicals very late in my gaming life. I'm guessing that those people lean towards narrative because, like you've said, there's a lot of historical gamers. We're recreating a story from the past, even if it's
We're
not
redoing the Battle of Waterloo or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, even if it's not necessarily exactly the same orders of battle with the actual fucking imbalance that was present in history, but they definitely are going to be drawn to those elements. You're not going to get them playing generic bolt action platoon v platoon competitive games. Do you know what I mean? Those you definitely get bolt action players who play bolt action in that way, and there is a massive competitive scene for bolt action, but those people are not narrative gamers. Hello, Damon. Yeah, exactly,
History's
mate.
all stories,
Yeah,
choices, how close
exactly.
to it. Yeah.
Yep. But again, I mean, I would say I am more and more becoming a narrative gamer. This sort of category describes me more and more as time goes on. Because one thing that I do think that we have to accept at the beginning, and I'm going to get it out of the way now, we're not saying, I don't think that any gamer is 100% within this category, or let's put it this way, very few people fall with their whole hobby inside one of these bubbles. There's going to be interlocking fucking, I'm going to be like 80% narrative, but I like this game, and so for example, let's say me, I am playing campaign mode bolt action. Mwah. Frostgrave. Mwah. What else have I really enjoyed playing recently? I think those are the two games that are absolutely hitting it out of the park for me at the moment.
Carnivale. The stories and the campaign mode.
I was saying to David the other night, I've only played 10 games of Carnivale, probably, if that. But I can honestly say I don't think I've ever had a shit game of Carnivale. I'm afraid the game is just that fucking good, and you get that immersed in the story of the scenario.
And again, there's weird and wacky things with Carnivale, like the agenda card. So you can replay these scenarios, and depending upon how the agenda cards come out, it will vary your replayability. It's not a one and done.
No.
Whereas some of the bolt action scenarios, yes, you can change up your list slightly, but you know what you're doing to push through and score the objective. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
It's
but
it's set out the same. There's the narrative elements that go into the list building, the terrain setup, and everything else. And obviously, you still have the RNG of the dice.
well, not
But
only
I
that,
think
you tend to have the RNG of the scenario as well. So, for example, one scenario that I think occurs to me immediately is like scenario 2 of the Stalingrad plane campaign we played. That's always going to end the same way. The Germans will gain the Russian side of the river and probably wipe everybody out. It's never going to end in another way because of the way the scenario is driven and written. It is so unlikely that the Germans are not going to do that. Okay? All that it really remains to do for the Russians is how much
how good
damage
the
can it
Russian
do?
player
How
holds
long does it
out. Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
them? Do you know what I mean? Um, I mean, I could be wrong, but there's that much. Even with the foregone conclusion being there, I think this is for me. I think this is why narrative gamers. I I think for narrative gamers, for real narrative gamers, the actual outcome becomes irrelevant. It's the process of getting there and the storytelling
Yes.
that happens along the way. And for me, I am
It's
enjoying
it's
more and more games where that is the case. It's like,
like you say, it's the little vignettes, isn't it, of
yeah,
the Russian machine gun teams fucking dug in and being a thorn in the German side as they're crossing the river. And how is the German player going to resolve that, or are they just going to bypass it and go round, etc.? Like you say, the writing's already on the rule. The Germans are always going to get across, and they're always going to virtually wipe the Russians to a man.
yeah. And to be
But
honest, I
again,
think because again there are strategies. So that scenario, one thing definitely you want to do as the Russian player is destroy the boats. Because the German player has to buy boats to cross the river, the smart thing to do with the Russian player is target them and don't worry about the German forces. Because once the boats are gone, they are crossing the river. It's a massive burden. It's difficult for them to do. They can still do it, but it's really hard. But at
yeah,
the same time, if you're the German player and you're playing it for the second time, you've also worked out that the weakness is my boats are going to get destroyed. So then you might start bringing amphibious tracked.
artillery.
Do you know what I mean? You might say, well, I'm going to bring some
Yeah,
amphibious tracked armor, or I'm going to bring a surplus of boats because they're cheap. So when they start dying, I can still get the rest of my units across the river. Do you know what I mean? And I think that both players can push both on the both ends of the seesaw, and I don't think the
yes,
game would get stale. It can't be metered. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I know what
Um,
you mean.
yes. Again, I, the battle boards are the bit I love about Saga, Damon, because again, it's that randomness. You can. It doesn't matter what your 6 points of Vikings are. You play with the same set of models every time. Number one, the scenario book. I know you have to buy it separately to the core rulebook, which I should really have some scenarios in the core rulebook. I think, not just the generic one. Um, but with the battle book, I think it's called, with the scenarios and the randomness from the saga dice, the story is just going to be fucking all over the place. It's going to just play out differently every time. Because again, there's already two different types of games. You've got the game that plays out the same every time, but the fun is the story you tell along the way, and the game that could literally be different because the story just might turn left.
Time.
Yeah. So that's narrative gamers.
That's number one.
Yeah. Now our next category was I can't remember, what did we call them? It was the gamers who were into the rules, the technical gamers. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's a good term.
I would say I am more of a technical gamer, and it's more about knowing the rules, interactions, developing the game, knowing when to push your luck. And sort of the prime example for this for me at the moment is Carnivale. Not Carnivale, even Frostgrave. I said to you on Monday, do not roll that dice right now for one of your combats because you're going to get gimped.
Yes.
There is a strong likelihood of you getting gimped. Wait till the monster phase, you will be safer.
Yeah.
You chose to ignore me and got gimped.
Well, the other thing is, you were the person who said, hang on, guys, let's think about this. Because the monsters are going to spawn randomly, why don't we all wait and pick up our chests together so that nobody gets like a massive monster spawning amongst their troops 2 or 3 turns before everybody else, putting them on the back foot. You got, even in a storytelling game like Frostgrave, your instinct is always to, how can I push my advantage? How can I lever my tactics?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can I manipulate the situation to doing what I want to do? And again, there are certain games. Malifaux is a prime one here. Infinity is another. The narrative elements in those games are relatively thin. The technical level and capacity of knowing which models to activate, your activation order, what you're doing with your activations is huge and makes the world of difference between whether you have a good turn or a shit turn.
Yeah. But and this was like, to contrast with, I will come back to that, but to contrast with Saga, you disliked Saga precisely because if you roll those Saga dice and it's just shit you don't want or don't need that turn, it annoys you because you like the control of the decision making.
Again, drop zone commander, how we've been playing it with all the different scenarios that are available in the books, etc. Yes, the scenarios are quite narrative in the RNG, where the objectives are, how they resolve, etc. But actually, where you place your anti-air units, where you place your anti-tank units, target prioritization is more where the game is at in those scenarios. Because again, if you target your opponent's troops, they've not got any elements to go and get objectives with. Well, how are you going to target their troops? Are you going to target them as they're coming in on the flyers, and you're going to take down the flyers so that they can't escape afterwards? Are you going to go after them with anti-tank rounds and hopefully try and blow them up before they get to the buildings and then leave them in the streets with the cocks out to be shredded? Are you going to try and bring the building down because you've got Devastator and you can do a lot of building damage and just bring the building down on the objective so that it's unclaimable? There are 3 or 4 ways that you can skin that narrative scenario with the finagly parts of the game with
Yeah.
the tactics within the game
The other thing
and the
is,
decisions that you're making.
the other thing as well is something that's common to Drop Zone, Malifaux, and Infinity is that the random element, the dice chucking part of it, or in the case of Malifaux, the cards, they are either very predictable and controllable. So, like
Yeah,
in Malifaux, yes, you do flip blind off your deck, but you have your Hand of Fate. So you know
you
that if
can
your
cheat.
deck shits on you, you can cheat Fate. Before you do anything, you know where you're at with that, and you love that control, don't you?
Yes.
Uh,
I mean, again,
I mean, Drop Zone Commander, it's a very tight D6 system. You can quickly work out the odds. So the chances are I'm probably going to do 2 wounds. Do you know what I mean? You can do
yeah,
that easily.
on the
It's,
fly, quickly.
yes. Infinity, although it's a D20 system, because of the way it works with the roll under and the crit, and you can easily stack a ton of modifiers in your advantage. Infinity is really deceptive. Infinity, even though it's a D20 game, is not at all random. It is so controllable and
Yeah, it's
tight.
deterministic. And again, this leads into, and I know this isn't miniature wargame related, but it is literally the epitome of me. Look at Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
You build very thematic decks, like your Omnath deck that is all just fucking elementals. Your Krenko deck that is all just goblins and builds into that flavor. I am very much more a control player, so blue and white and black for removal and interaction with the board states,
yeah,
than necessarily having a themed and tuned deck.
yeah. I mean, that is a great example because all of my Magic Commander decks and my Magic Budget Modern decks and all the other decks I've got, the first thing that they have to have is a gimmick or a theme. If there's no gimmick or theme, I just can't give a fuck. And it's like, I have a stupid blue-black deck that's got no creatures in it, and it wins by holding on and not dying, cancelling everything my opponent tries to do with the blue cards, and then summoning 40 zombies to attack the opponent once and win. So I
Yeah, your Rise from the
basically
Tides
try
deck,
not
which is
to die by
horrible.
turn 7 and then win with 40 zombies. It's a ridiculous deck, and it very rarely wins against anything that's trying even vaguely hard. But it appeals to me because it has a stupid gimmick. My
Yes.
slightly more powerful white-green cat deck is basically just make loads of monsters and throw them at my opponent. But there's a gimmick in that they're all cats. they don't fit together in any sense other than they're just cats. So it's like,
again, it's like I've got a red green Stompy Dinosaurs deck, haven't I?
yeah,
And yes, it is themed and it's dinosaurs, and it's the most aggro standard in inverted commas deck that I've got, modern deck that I've got. And similarly, my Chishiro Commander, which is red green, is the most stompy commander deck I've got. Do I enjoy playing it? Not really.
yeah,
Because it's literally a point and click shotgun. It's get Chishiro out, attach a shit ton of shit to him, hit somebody for 21 commander damage because fuck you.
yeah,
It is literally a Voltron build, and I literally can just disengage brain and play.
yeah.
Whereas my Yannette deck has all that fucking hand management and putting odd cards on the top of the deck to get them for free. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's all of the other bullshit that's associated with it that
but
goes
again,
into that.
do you know
deck.
what? This is a really good point, actually. Sometimes when you're a technical gamer, the complexity of the puzzle is part of the fun. And actually, because although I agree with you, I think you're far more of a technical gamer than a narrative one. You're very sensitive to randomness. You like everything to be predictable and controllable.
Yes.
But you don't enjoy dominating your opponent and bringing broken shit. They are not the same at all.
No.
I think that needs to be clear. The other thing that I do want to say, because I know people might say it in the comments on the video if people are watching along later, when we say about Malifaux and Infinity not having any narrative, we both know there is a fucking ton of lore in those games. David is obsessed. You've listened to tens of hours of podcasts about the Malifaux backstory, haven't you?
Yeah, easily 20, 30 hours of
Right.
Malifaux backstory podcasts.
I know that there is a ton of written material for the Infinity Universe. I know that there's a out there. But one thing I will say is when you play those games, it doesn't exactly throw itself in your face during gameplay, because gameplay is so technical and precise. You're not really worried about the story. You're worried about
the lore.
I need to get I get +3 for the where range. I'm getting -3 for cover, -6 for mimetism. But do you know what I mean? That's what you're worried about, not oh yeah, but the Yu Jing, they're like a pseudo Chinese. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's like when you're playing the game, it's the technical shit.
It feeds into the aesthetic of the models, which again is another reason why I pick it, and possibly segues us quite nicely into the next section.
Yeah, I was just
It feeds into the aesthetic of the faction that I'll pick for a tech game, but it isn't the be all and end all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The lore links to the aesthetic, but actually I'm picking up that game and playing that game for the technicality of it. And one thing I do want to just say before we go into the next bit is Acton got you last week.
Acton gotcha.
I do like the idea of it. I like the fact that you can pick up your 28mm tanks and play with your 28mm tanks. I like the principle of it's a skirmishy level tank game versus the company level that you get with Flames of War. It is very fucking technical because you've got all of these different actions and force loading and all of the little tokens that you put on your board states.
Yeah, you literally have control panels for each vehicle, don't you?
Yes, but
they did look
there comes
fiddly
a
as
point
fuck.
where it's too technical and it's too removed for me.
Yeah.
There is a limit to my means. Do you know what I mean? In my decisions and what I'm playing.
I think, to be honest with you, though, to think back to your immediate gut reaction when you were playing at the club, your immediate reaction was event cards are shit because they're way overpowered, they're everywhere, and they're random as fuck.
Asset cards are underpowered.
And again, it was that element of there are loads of variables here for me to think about and try and control, but all somebody's got to do is flip a random card and 80% of them don't fucking matter anymore. And that is not a kind of thing that you like in a game, is it?
No, that's tactical, but it's not tactical. Similar to the multi-award winning Moonstone. The bluff mechanic and everything else, that should be really good. No.
Yeah.
It's really not, and the reason it's really not is because it doesn't really matter. Because
it's
cheating
like
on,
when if you need a red 3 to cast your spell and your opponent knows you do, if you've even got an even basic awareness of probabilities, your opponent should always just gamble on bluff, because you may as well. Because the chances are in your favour.
Yep.
And if your opponent needs a single one red, just never gamble. Just say, yeah, go and have it. Because
never call the bluff
again,
on
the
that.
odds are against you. So it becomes entirely deterministic. When we played it, it's like there isn't even a game here. I know the odds are you're telling the truth, or the odds are you're not. So just have it or don't. And oddly enough, it all plays out entirely as you'd predict. Occasionally,
Yeah, and again,
once in every
was
2
the
hour
other...
game, you'll get, aha, I did have the 3. It's like, oh, that's fine, whatever.
Well, again,
you're gonna occasionally.
or every single time in that game that I called your bluff, did you actually have the fucking card, even though you were looking for 3s? And it's like, what the fuck? You've statistically not a thing. You shouldn't have drawn it.
And that's just like a spiked dice thing. It's exactly the same thing. You were just getting fucked by utterly random events. Let's move on because we're running out of time. We've only got 20 minutes to go. The next category of gamer is, I think, Toros. He hasn't described it in this way, but from the jovial way he's framed himself as a bit of an incompetent gamer who actually doesn't really care, is what we called the social gamer.
Yes.
And
the person that's there for a game,
yep,
to throw dice, have fun, have some enjoyment, have that social aspect to their hobby.
And the social aspect is the most important thing. If they win, don't care. If I lose, don't care. If I get half of my rules wrong or my opponent does, don't care. I'm not going to lose any sleep on it. The only thing that matters, I'm here with my friends, drinking a beer or eating a pizza and laughing my ass off as we have silly little schoolboy quips or, jibe and rib each other.
Yes.
And this is, I would say I'm probably, I don't know, I'm probably what, 60% narrative, 20% this, 10% technical. Yeah, in fact, maybe 70, 20, 10. I don't know. But I think this is definitely a type of gamer, and I've met people like this, and if you ever meet anyone like this, or play games with them as much as you can, because it's so liberating to play with somebody. Again, the problem with David and I is we bounce off each other too much, and this was the sort of like, this harks back to last week's stream. People, go and watch last week's stream. We bounce off each other, but we're starting to do it in a bit of a negative loop and becoming a bit arseholey about it. Whereas we should just play the game, just have fun, just enjoy each other's company.
Again, Acton got you. I had fun. I had an enjoyable game with Richard. It's just that the game wasn't for me, and that vibed into then the fucking psychoanalysis afterwards.
Yeah, but that's me and you again. If I hadn't have been there, you probably wouldn't have said out. You'd have said to Richard, yeah, that was fine. I probably wouldn't be in a rush to play it again unless you wanted to, and then obviously I'd be happy to. But because I was there, immediately you were like, right, I tell you what, I don't fucking like these event cards. They're so random. And this is what I mean. Choose your friends wisely, people. People like me and David make very bad friends. We will lead you to the dark path.
I will empty your wallet quicker than you can say street mugging, because I've shown you all of the new shinies.
So were we right, Toros? Does the social gamer apply to you? As I say, the last of our 4 is a bit of a cheat because it's the gamer who doesn't game, isn't it? And it's
the collector.
This is the tabletop hobbyist who actually doesn't really care that there's a game attached to any of this stuff. they will corner you and, you know, fucking talk to you for 2 hours about different methods for making the perfect looking flock mix on a fucking table terrain, or they will
And
coo over your paint jobs
yeah,
or
they'll
the
wander
beautiful
up to you.
boutique resin miniatures. But then when you
Yeah.
say, do you fancy a game? They're like, no, I'm not really bothered, mate.
Yeah,
not,
and
not so
again,
bothered.
they've got a fully painted army
Yeah.
shelved in an IKEA glass Kallax
Yeah.
with lights on it and everything else, and it comes out maybe once or twice a year to play a game with, but they don't overly want to game with it,
No.
so they'll leave it in the cabinet and pick up something else that they're working on that's in the same game system or aspect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they've already got a really good 1,000-point or 2,000-point army of space marines,
Yeah.
but they're going to do the Imperial Guard that goes with it as well. So they've started the Imperial Guard, and that's what they'll bring to play with you for the one game that they'll play that year.
Yeah.
Then in the process of the rest of the year, it will get finished, and then the next year will roll around, and they'll have decided to go Tyranids or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you know what? It's one reason for mentioning these people is that that is just as valid a way to hobby. Obviously, David and I are very game driven. We're very rules driven. We both, I think, favour the gaming side of our hobby over the building, painting, collecting side of our hobby. Although maybe not the collecting, because we're both a bit fucking out of control. But you know, I wanted to include this category because these people are still valid in the hobby, and they, it's not that they get a bad press. I think they get a bit ignored, and it's not fair. And they're probably perfectly happy with that because they're mostly like, I'm doing my own thing. I don't really give a shit. But
Yeah,
it definitely is something that.
And again, that collectorism doesn't even necessarily just have to be into stuff, does it? That collectorism can be drilling down into researching the army, the tank, the units, painting them in that particular aesthetic and style, only doing the particular webbing and stuff that's on a certain World War II miniature because it was issued from 1944 once we'd gone in on D-Day, etc.
Well, I mean, again, you started with scale modelling, didn't you? That was you were a scale modeler before you were a gamer. But I mean, again, like when there are scale modelers, like if you're building a diorama or a vignette, it's like you say, you can get these modelers and they'll go, actually, interestingly, so those two soldiers are wearing different versions of the webbing, and they changed in 1942 because they upgraded it. It's like, okay, fucking hell.
Autistic much?
How to tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic?
It's usually preceded with a "Did you know?"
Yeah, did you know? But do you know what? It's fucking great. It's absolutely amazing. And you know, like I say, I've said before on stream, I've discovered the joy of that. Well, we were talking about it, the joy of researching and digging into historical events and stories and making sure that, because it's like, obviously at the moment I'm looking into the Sengoku period and how am I going to paint these Japanese soldiers and what color schemes did they use and blah blah blah. It's so satisfying. So fucking satisfying. You learn history, social history, military history, fucking the history of dyes, fabrics, and fucking the technology of colour from the 1500s. You know, and you just learn it through passive osmosis because you start reading an article and suddenly it's off into the weeds, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise that. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I know
satisfying.
what you mean. It's one of those things, isn't it? And I think the only other thing that is an honourable mention in all of this, and it isn't really a category, is the magpieism versus the hyperfocus. It
Yeah.
can be applied to all of these categories and all of these scenarios. You can have people
It's
that
almost
are
like a subtype, isn't it, of each
yeah.
of them?
You can have people that are super focused on the tactical war games, but they only ever play Infinity. Infinity is the only game they will ever play, and they've got 2 or 3 factions for it. Or you have the Magpie that has Drop Zone Commander, Malifaux, Infinity, and fucking 3 other games coming out of the wazoo to fulfill their mood. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That
And they
is the
play them
one
all
thing.
regularly and keep up with the metas on them all.
Yeah.
Um,
And similarly, hyper focus on narrative games. Well, I've got everything for Frostgrave. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Or I've got 2 or 3 bits for Frostgrave, 2 or 3 bits for this, 2 or 3 bits for that. Let's have some fun, shall we?
yeah, because again, it's like you say, you can be that hyper focus thing is basically just an expression of the collector gene, isn't it? The completionist gene, in a way. Although I suppose it doesn't have to be, because it's like you say, you could be, I am a one game man. I don't need to own everything, but everything I do own, I will use, and I will use it well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is a
Yeah, and that's
slightly different thing, isn't it? Anyway, chat's quiet. If you're in the chat, what types have we missed?
what types are you as well?
Yeah. How
And
are you all?
if
So you got narrative, technical, social,
social,
and
collector.
non-gamer, hobbyist, artiste.
And if you're one that we've missed, shout it out, say
Yeah.
about it,
Because
let us know that we're a bunch of idiots and we should have considered this
I am
instead.
sure there must be core archetypes.
So Matt's
So
narrative
Matthew
because
says
he's not
he's
very good at
narrative,
tech.
but that's now here's an interesting thing, right? Because I think here's another little something to finish for the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes on. I think that we all probably change over the lifetime. You'll have to explain what you mean by that, Upworlder, a shadow gamer. I don't really know where you're going with it, but if you can explain in like 10, 20, 15 words. I've got a feeling that we all change over time. And one of the things I was thinking when you said that, Matthew, was will you, as you become more competent, you play more games, you learn different rule systems, as you increase your skill set, will you move more into technical games? And obviously, you could find that you change. That was my point. You could find that you evolve over your lifetime in the hobby. Because I think I definitely have. I've definitely changed. I've definitely changed in the last. Oh.
Well, again, you used to be massively technical with you.
To be fair, that's pretty good. Trevor says shadow gamer is a player that watches over other people playing but doesn't play themselves. That's sort of like a version of the non-gamer, the hobbyist, but actually somebody who also might, for example, enjoy watching battle reports and is not just obsessed with the hobby, just doesn't want to participate themselves. They watch other people tell a story, but they're not that keen on putting themselves in the driving seat. That's interesting.
Well, to be fair, Upworld, and what you were saying about the one that you want to play all sorts, that's what we were saying about that magpieism.
Yeah,
It's
versus
actually something that arches across stuff, because what we thought about and what we were thinking about in the run up to this stream, and just thinking about some of the lads at clubs, for example. Alex, I would say, is fairly technical.
yeah,
With the
he's
games he plays with 40k, with flames and everything else, he has a historical leaning to that, and he does enjoy a good narrative game from time to time. But
yeah.
he's a very technical player.
I think again,
Ricky,
Alex is evolving, mate. I think Alex is
yeah,
changing because of his exposure and friendship to the people at our club. When he came in, he was very much 40k
yes,
and bolt action competitive. But now, I think the needle's moving.
yes. Ricky, very much a social gamer.
Yes. Yeah, Ricky's definitely more social than anything. He just loves that, the camaraderie and the companionship, and just, putting some, let's chuck some dice and put some toys on the table. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then we have Luke. Luke is probably an outlier. Luke is technical, but narrative, but social, pretty much in even splits.
Hmm.
Because he does like his narrative, he does like his infinity, and he does like just getting shit and playing shit.
Thinking about the kind of games, one of the people he used to really love playing games with the most was V. I think
Yeah,
there's a large element of narrative to Luke's personality.
yeah,
Um, I think he's got a large element of social and a large element of narrative. Because
yeah,
the other thing is, Luke often isn't the most planned or prepared of individuals when it comes to club. Because
yes,
all that matters is that he's at club. Do you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes, yes,
And
yes,
I,
yes, yes, yes.
and I think that's sort of a reflection of the social gamer in him.
Yes.
Um, but yeah,
But yeah, it's one of those things that yes, we probably hadn't considered Shadow. Um,
as I
but
say, I
again,
think it's an interesting. I think it's a bit like you were saying about the obsessive versus the magpie. I think the shadow is like an extra layer or an aspect you could put on a
yeah,
hobby
because
gamer.
again, you've got people that are intrigued by the different levels and styles of game. You've got people that, again, on the board gaming front, will hover over something because it looks super complex. And it reflects like the shit that they play in their free time on a PC game or
Yeah,
whatever, versus that's fucking too involved for me. I just want to drink some beers, have some fun, make
yeah,
some stories with a friend, and be like narrative and social.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Actually, that's worth mentioning as well, because one of the things that did come out of this, obviously, we've made this conversation probably a little bit unintentionally, very miniature war game focused, but one of the things that came out of the discussion when we discussed it last night was that I've reflected. One of the reasons I know I am a narrative gamer pretty much at my core now is that I've lost my appetite for any kind of board gaming experience where there's not a massive amount of storytelling in it.
yeah,
And it's sort of like really obvious and telling that the only board games I really bother with anymore are the ones where it's like really complicated narrative missions or literally a campaign mode and character development.
yeah. Arkham Horror Living Card Game,
Assassin's
Harikiri,
Creed.
yeah.
Um,
Mythic for the scenarios.
Yeah, again, Mythic is very storytelling.
Mythic is probably the outlier in that grouping because of the technicalities of the draft as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mythic does have some very technical elements, but like I say, I think I'm drawn to it by this. The fact that it is real world mythologies. For example, I don't think I would play Mythic or enjoy it half as much if it was just complete fantasy monsters and stuff. Somebody's weird imaginings.
Yes.
I think the fact that you can immerse
It
yourself in
relates
the
to a
game and
pantheon.
it's
Yeah.
got its Viking theme, its Egyptian theme, its Greek theme. That for me is like massive with that game.
So,
Well, X-Wing. This was featured heavily in our No,
ooh,
I don't, Matthew. And the other reason I don't think that is that I really enjoyed playing Fallout Wasteland Warfare with David when we were doing our new games thing. And I liked it because the
of the
scenario,
story in the scenario.
we both, you see, we both played the game and we both said all this coloured range ruler shit is bollocks. They should just take all of this out of the second edition before they start. But we both said, I tell you what though, this mission was fucking amazing and it was such a lot of fun. Now you compare that to Wild West Exodus, the game system was a lot better, but I enjoyed it way less because I didn't feel it was just
Wasn't
like
as invested in the
yeah,
story of
it was
the
like
scenario.
all I need to do is hit him for as much damage as possible and then get rid of that and move over there. And it was like too abstract, not engaging. So even when I'm trying new games, I'm definitely filtering through my fingers, and it's like, oh, that feels a bit narrative-y, that feels a bit storytelling.
Again, we've said we will come back to the multi-award winning Moonstone and try it in a narrative mode to see if it
Yeah,
improves for us.
yeah.
But I think because of the technical level of the game,
I just think that you and I are going to have issues with um, wasting our time pissing about with those decks when you and I can guess, like, just have it. I'm not going to bluff you because there's no point, or I'm going to bluff you
I
and it's
don't
like,
quite get Sam's comment there.
what's that? Is there a category for wags that used to love board games but they got together in a mini war game and they swayed their whole... I think she's just saying, we need a category of people who fall victim to peddlers like you.
That's just rude. I'm not a peddler.
So we got the new classification of victim gamer.
David's victim gamer.
Yeah.
Boys and girls. Paul.
Yeah.
Show me the chroma.
Right. It's going to be boring because all I've done is cut it off the sprue, and I haven't glued anything
Show
together.
me the chroma with the print details.
Right. Let's get the camera up and running. Just to say to you, funnily enough, Trevor, we talked about X-Wing quite a bit last night. As it happens, it hasn't come up in our discussion, but I have a massive X-Wing collection. One of the issues I have with X-Wing is not that it is a game that now has 15 editions and it's like I've got to decide, am I going to play first, second, 2.5, classic, fucking fan version. The issue for X-Wing with me is, yes, it's a good game, but it's very abstract and there isn't really any story there. It's just like, well, I'm going to blow you up with my laser guns and you're going to try and blow me up with your laser guns. And
Oh
it's
no! Don't forget the torpedoes, Paul. Don't forget the torpedoes.
and it's fine, but it's just fine. And because of that, I'm not really enthused to play it. And even though they tried to bring scenarios into the 2.5 edition or whatever it was, they're all so fucking like, oh, you've got to be near that satellite to score a point at the end of turn one. It's like, don't care.
While you're setting your camera up,
Yeah.
Upworld has just mentioned Gaslands here. We don't play any of the narrative Gaslands. We don't play any of the campaign mode or anything else. It's pretty much all just one shots that we fucking rock up, play, fuck off. The missions on them are so paper thin as well of, oh, we're racing tonight, or oh, we're in a demolition derby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there, really. The games themselves, yes, occasionally they can be quite technical with the interaction on the templates and the decisions and that kind of thing. But I think more of it's just a fucking good laugh. It's a very good social game.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those games, even as a narrative gamer, I don't care that there isn't any narrative to it. I don't care that... Because this is the other thing. This is why none of us is 100%... Well, very few people are 100% something. Human beings are complex, hobbies are complex, and habits are complex. So we're all going to like different things. Let's give people a 2-minute review of Chroma Terrain then. I am super fucking impressed with this stuff. So the texture is slightly textured. It's not smooth, which means that it diffracts light. It's not super matte. I would describe it as satin, very much. The coloured balance is great. I mean, this under the camera looks a little bit pinkish in real life versus what you're seeing here. But I think once the different colours are assembled together, that it'll work. The other thing I will say is these sprues are fucking amazing. Everything is super clean. Everything is cutting like a dream with a scalpel. So I'm again, just a tip, if you're getting this stuff, don't cut this side because you can't see any of your attachment points. Flip it over. You can see where all of your anchor points are.
Yeah.
Just take them out with a scalpel. The stuff comes through clean as a fucking whistle. I mean, look at this.
It looks like they've turned the laser up for that, cutting through it. They've got a really nice burning edge to it.
I mean, everything is super clean. It's super clean. The MDF is 2mm, I think. It's quite heavy. It's really robust. I'm impressed.
Like you say, I think with the sublimation on top, they probably had to turn the laser up to cut through it all.
But you can see the texture on it. You can see.
Well, again, how many other Carnivale bridges? I do like that embossing and the shadowing on that, because usually that would have been an extra piece on top and it'd have looked too thick, or a piece of fucking grey board.
Look at the
shadowing on that bridge is fucking amazing.
Yeah. The visual textures. I mean, again, just the way there's water spotting and staining on that marble. The way that the textures are really, really good. I mean, the brickwork. That doesn't look flat at all. I've seen paper terrain that looks flatter than that fucker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is not cheap. That is fair. I'm not going to say that this stuff is a fucking bargain.
Yeah, but the counterpoint is, Paul.
I mean, I'll be honest.
It is in time scale because you're just building it and then you're done with it.
I was going to say, I am going to be a bit of PVA, and I'm done. No painting, no pissing about. And you know, again, you can probably tell if I go back, these are not super simple kits. These are not 4 pieces stuck together. There is a massive variety of the textures and colours. There, I've got fucking, you know, struts and interlocking side pieces, steps. These are quite sophisticated, and these are just the fucking bridges, for Christ's sake. These are some of the most simple models in the range, but they're not stupidly simple. Do you know what I mean? I've also just realised, are they going to be the backs of the pillars? Is that something that they're doing? I haven't got a clue. I will probably have an assembled one to show off next week.
They do look good, mate. They do look good.
Yeah, I'm pleased I bought them. To be fair, though, we commented when we saw the chroma at UKGE, we were like, fuck, it does look good. It actually felt weighty and substantial, looked beautiful. The only problem was it was a sort of terrain that I just don't like the design of it.
It's the 40k fucking L shape.
Yeah,
I'd rather not play on a fucking cookie cutter map.
And I get why they've done it. There's a massive demand for that sort of shit now because they've formalised 40k competitive terrain to the point where it's retarded. So I totally get why they've done it, but it just doesn't appeal to me.
I would like to see them do World War II next.
I wouldn't, because I need to save some money. So if you could just not, that would be great.
Some of their sci-fi stuff, like, you know, the pup cubes that I'm currently building.
Can you imagine drop zone stuff with all the textures of the windows and the fucking...
Shut the fuck up. We don't talk about that.
Ooh. Right, guys, we better call it there. Thank you very much for watching tonight. Thank you very much to our co-stars over here in the chat. We hope you enjoyed the last 2 hours, and we hope you got some hobby done as well. Our main topic was utterly useless. We're not going to... It doesn't do anything, doesn't mean anything. It's just an interesting talking point. And make sure you get in the comments down below and tell us about all the gaming labels that we missed and the kind of people that you know and game with all the time and what box you want to cram them into.
I like Oak.
Loser. If you can find time to do anything, just click the like button for us, guys. It does help with the stream to get some push on the YouTube algorithm. If you want to do the share, comment and subscribe stuff, do whatever suits you. It's your YouTube, do with it as you will, use it as you will. And with that, David and I are going to be out of here for another week. Yeah, and I'll try and come up with some clickbaity relevant shit on my next thumbnail. I'll try and make that a theme. See you later.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Spam is getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paul is tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. Cheese meat is on day release. Temperature tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Meat is on day release. Chef tries not to crease, but Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheese Meat is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.